Filming you while you film me.
Dueling cameras.
Wait.
You're a mess.
For anybody who's watching this film later on, that's a picture of you right there. Hello. I'm gonna take a look inside your camera, inside my camera. See it?
Oh, I see.
Isn't that how that works?
That's kind of cool. So my battery's gonna die though. So we got it. So do you have gloves so you can hold this raccoon? I didn't want to bring him in because I'm sure it's positive.
Well, they were describing. I think you're right.
So let's go test though and show everybody how we do this. I want you to see, and I'm going to prove my theory to you.
Oh, I believe you. I understand what you. I've never had any problems. I just know that the old distemper test had some sensitivity issues and some some specificity issues. But when it comes to these raccoons and the amount of money and stuff we're going to put into them, and if there is a questionable one, they don't get treatment when they're set free. So if they're positive at all, we end up having to put them down.
That's it. And we're saving so many right now. And in fact, if this is positive, Paula's going to go and get his colony trapped, tested, vaccinated, and
marking. Okay.
Yeah, but we're able to, all those guard hairs are gone, so it takes a while for those to grow back. See, we got this. Let's go test this raccoon from a battery dies.
We're going to go torture a raccoon.
We're not going to torture him. I'm going to torture you. Because it took you 30 minutes to come out here.
Hey, I was treating without blood work.
I know, with the fecal.
Yeah, we treated some fecal things.
Well, so let's go do this thing. He's in the back car. Let's go. And we have tested this against the IgG and IgM, and they are absolutely accurate, which is exciting for us.
Well, I mean, that's what the test would be, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we're going to go do this.
All right. Let's say goodbye.
Bye. Kind of dig it in there and really get it good. Look at there, I got dueling cameras going right now. Oh, poor thing. Be way in there. Oh, good. Oh, that's a good one. Yep. Oh, wow.
Look at them eye boogers.
Okay, we're going to... stop it! You are so gross. If that accidentally goes in your mouth, that is disgusting. Okay, that's going to be a good test. Okay, y'all, hang tight. Hang tight.
Get everything.
I don't agitate everything. Well, I was giving the sound effects.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Uh-huh.
What if I put in 4?
No, you don't put in 4. You rebel. You do 3. You're going to give me an invalid test, and I'm not going to be happy with you. Okay, there you go. Stick that in there. I cover this back up. Test 8 minutes to be sure, but some of them come up extremely positive. Do you smell that smell on this baby, too?
Yeah.
It could be an enteritis.
All right, it is Thursday morning. I'm at Bayview. Got several phone calls about this guy last night. A close friend of mine has been feeding this guy on his property for a long time. This might even be the one that he calls his baby. Anyway, it is. Oh no.
Yep.
I'll be consoling people after hours today. Sorry. They were describing the clinical signs, and of course, it looks like
he's already coming up positive on that side right there. This is the control that's positive. He's already coming up positive to the right. Do you see it? It's gonna be a high positive.
Okay. Anyway, this is our new handy dandy
in the field distemper test. It's already positive. Look at that.
So,
very sad.
Basically, you already given this guy a over-the-phone clinical diagnosis, but now it's pretty official. This guy is going to be put to sleep. You got that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. I've got the chamber at the house. Yeah, but that's a strong positive already. The test will be done, but there's no going back. Once it's positive, it's positive.
Yeah, that's pretty positive.
Yeah, that's a
that second line there to the right is actually a positive line. The one there on the left right there is the control. So that line there shows positive. Basically the way this works, you actually put a small, very small swab into the mucous membranes. In this case, we actually use the tears and then put it into a conjugate, mix it around, or as Missy would call it, agitate it. basically just pisses off the fluid.
Oh, dear Lord. We almost did it. We almost did it, y'all. Dang.
That is not a bad word. Ugh. So anyway, back to our buddy here. We're going to send him back to the Wild at Heart. They're going to go ahead and put him to sleep there. I'm in the hospital over here. We don't want to bring this into the hospital. Distemper is one of those natural things that these guys go through when they're in large populations in smaller areas. It just once they get saturated, then the Mother Nature in its infinite wisdom says it's time to calm the numbers down. And then, of course, we almost always see a large outbreak. What's been kind of cool lately, you just got to come with those strategic breaks.
Right.
Anyway, it turns out that we're actually in the process of doing a study with these very same things here. And we've actually been able to map 3-mile increments over a period of time where the populations have actually, 3 miles away, but gotten it over a period of time. And that goes with the average, way the wind blows and how it would actually travel across the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So now because of these tests and these patients, we've been able to do a little study in epidemiology. We're going to do an even more, hopefully we're looking for some money and some grants to get a more detailed study and cover even more species. Because the Mississippi Gulf Coast is kind of a unique place to live. Not only do we have fresh water, but we have salt water and brackish water. We have barrier islands. We have inshore islands, okay, where we've actually seen distemper, decimate the species of raccoon and leave behind just 1 or 2 that would repopulate in a handful of years. Yeah. So anyway, these tests are kind of cool. What do they cost?
10 of them is $50. So about
Okay.
100 for 20. And it's worth it when you figure Paula spends $450 on each baby raccoon that comes in from start to rehab. So when you bring in one that you may, okay, this might be coccidia, or they say, oh, it doesn't have the distemper symptoms, but yet you can test them early even without symptoms, and they're positive.
Yeah.
Therefore, protecting the whole.
And we don't like to use the word waste money when it comes to treating these animals, but there are a lot of disease processes that if we can rule out ahead of time, then the resources available for the other species and the other raccoons that come into our care can be better spent and better managed. And if this guy had come to us, say, 5 years ago without the event of this test, we probably would have put it in a nice warm place, kept it around some other raccoons in the process, and even with those other raccoons then being secondarily infected, then by the time we would try to release one, he would have infected or reinfected 10, and it had a complete breakdown of all that we're trying to fix and do here. So anyway, being able to use this test means you can rule out those cases that are knocking on heaven's door and be able to spend more time with those that aren't.
That's a song.
That's a song, yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Sorry.